Grand Rising, Mi5, my people, my family, my tribe. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mi5 Mindset Mastery. I am your host, Andrew Golden, and today we are here, of course, to speak about mindset. Now, but before I really go into the subject material of today's session, I just want to break down really the mission and the vision of the reason why we're all here today, which of course is the MI5 movement. What the heck is MI5? Are we the British intelligence agency? No, 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 we are not. As cool as it would be to walk around with a British accent and a gun on my hip, we are much cooler than that because we're out here actively and in the public changing lives, which I have no idea if the British intelligence agency does that or not. I would assume that, like the CIA, they try to keep their operations quite private, but here at MI5, we're an open book. We're here spreading the good word of just creating the people the best version of people uh, that we possibly can. So, you know, like I said, what the heck is MI5, right? Well, first and foremost, MI5 is a platform that is dedicated to helping individuals become the best versions of themselves, helping them squash limiting beliefs, knock out traumas in their life, and learning how to see more in life. Because, when you start to see more in life, it's a lot harder to do less. And so, one of the big things that we do outside of just helping people become better personally, but we help them unlock new pathways and open new doors financially as well. Because, what MI5 stands for and what it was originally meant to be is it stands for millionaire in 5 years. Okay. And it's based off the principle that you can take $500 and compound that at 13.6% a month every single month for 5 years. And that equates to 1,051,000. It's $1,051,167.57. And you're a millionaire in 5 years, and you're like, wow, we're millionaire. Being a millionaire is just simple math. What the heck? This is easy. So when Brian, Eric, and I and the rest of the MI5 crew first discovered that, we were like, okay, well, how do we do that? And the way that we did that was, let me just back it up a little bit. Like, the way that we figured that out was by creating a humble mastermind. You know, creating a group of people that's about 15 members, and just meeting up 4 hours a night, multiple times a week for months. And that was the inception of what is MI5. And when we came up with the realization that being a millionaire is just kind of simple math and a matter of compounding, we were like, okay, how do we do that? And the way that we did that was through networking. We would just get on Zoom calls with people. We would reach out to people, be genuinely interested in what their journey looked like and how we could provide value to that. And, telling them the story about MI5 and seeing what they had to say about it, seeing what, value MI5 could provide to them and vice versa. What did they have that would maybe help us be able to accomplish this mission of, compounding $500 at 13.6% a month. What did they have that could possibly help us get there faster, right? And it really came down to a series of connecting, our already existing mentors to each other's mentors, getting these already very wealthy people and very established in the multiple income stream space, and seeing what they think about this crazy idea. It's like, show people the idea that you have, and they might be like, oh, well, if you added this to it, it could be amazing. And, that's what happened. And instead of just finding out how to make 13.6% a month, we ended up discovering how to make over 20% a month on our money. And boom, MI5 was solved. Right. And so through that, we've been able to help over 60 individuals create six-figure incomes in the last 365 days. Actually, more like 370 or 80 something, because we actually just celebrated our 1 year anniversary or it was on April 15th, so it was about 2 weeks ago now. And what a joy that is. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing for those of you who were at the 24-hour abundance marathon. Man, it was a blast. So, just the amount of things that we've been able to accomplish in the last year, not only with people financially, but being able to see clear and obvious growth within the members has been an absolute has been a total joy for myself and the rest of the founders to be able to see. You know, at MI5, it's about being able to see, you know, so much more that's capable out of your own life. Because, if you want to actually chase a dream, you have to know what it is, first of all, right? You can't just be out here chasing dreams without really knowing what you want out of life. You can't just be chasing nothing, right? Which unfortunately a lot of people are doing. But despite all that, we're able to constantly expand people's field of possibilities and actually help them, give them the resources to accomplish those dreams, goals, and desires. You know, part of the one of the biggest ingredients in creating massive success in life is through mindset, right? It's like, you have to have the correct mindset in order to be able to accomplish anything positive, right? And it's like, what does mindset even mean? It's talked about so much. It's like you need to have the positivity mindset, the gratitude mindset. Wait, no, no, the millionaire mindset. That's the one that you need to have, right? Well, it's like, oh my gosh, like people are always out here trying to sell you on a product that's like based on mindset. Well, you have to really define what that is. And I'll give you a definition of mindset. Mindset is when you set your mind to the frequency that is required to actually accomplish your goals, right? It's like you have to be able to become, it's not about when you set a goal, it's not really about, you know, what do I have to do in order to get this? It's about who do I have to become in order to create this, right? And, that's one of the most powerful things that I think that we are able to do here at MI5. But anyways, today, this is the Andrew Golden Mindset Mastery Show because ta-da, I am the guest and I am proud to be it. And, today I wanted to kind of like pop in here and share some of my thoughts and my experiences and my research that I have done. Yes, I have done research on this, and we're going to be talking about gratitude today because it's such an active part of my life, Brian's life, Eric's life, who are the other two founders of MI5, as well as Brandon and Chuck and Emmanuel and everyone else that's involved with MI5. That's a very common thing you're going to see us talking about when you pop into the MI5 Telegram group chat, which, by the way, is absolutely 100% completely free to join. Go ahead. It's t.me/the MI5 or just MI5 movement. And there you go. You can join in on the fun. But anyways, it's such an active part of my lifestyle, and I'm constantly making a conscious effort to find new ways to practice it and also to just continue to be consistent with the ways that I am practicing it. And once you start to do that, you just start to be this person who's exuding gratitude 90% of the time, because sometimes the forces of the external world may get to you, but that's where gratitude comes in and as being so powerful, because you just have to remind yourself of all of the things that you do have that even money can't buy, and it's like when you start to focus on all of the grievances or the hardships and challenges that you have today, you actually could be denying yourself of the total abundance that's awaiting for you in your future. You're actually just like putting up a wall. You're just like, nope, dude, like I'm sad and that's it. It's like, no, like you have zero obligation to be the same person or to think the same way as you did 5 minutes ago or yesterday or last week. It's like you have zero obligation to be the person that you don't really want to be, right? And so you can by being conscious of your thoughts and also guiding them through gratitude. It's literally the easiest way to guide your thoughts. You're able to actually just design your life, because after all, I think anyone that's in the MI5 community, and I feel like we attract people like this that are on the same wavelength to us all the time, that it's pretty clear that we create our own realities. And I've seen that in every way possible throughout my life. Literally me being on this call by myself is somehow a result. It's a byproduct of a bunch of collective vibrations, and now I'm here and I'm super happy about it. I actually had an intense experience with gratitude today, and that's what kind of inspired me to be like, what, we don't have a guest, but we do have a very important topic to talk about. you know and you don't have to have a bunch of expressing gratitude isn't really just about like, oh, I have this amazing car and I get to live in this awesome house. Like, you don't have to go to exotic locations or do crazy things every day or have a lot of physical material possessions to be able to express gratitude. I actually think the most powerful way to do it is by doing it for the things that you don't have to spend money on. Like, grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the ability to use these amazing legs that I have, like, grateful for the gift of sight. Dang, I really like the fact that I can grow awesome facial hair. Like, bro, you can be grateful for a plethora of infinitely expanding things that you just really have to be creative about to, kind of access that, those thoughts. And when you start to think like this, it's contagious to the rest of your brain. You start to attract more and more thoughts that are like it into your existence, and therefore, making it so that you actually have more things to be grateful for. So it's pretty amazing. Now, I just want to like highlight some different scientific studies about gratitude, because believe it or not, this is actually something that I found out a couple months ago and then was reminded of today. There are specific careers called gratitude scientists. Like, they're literally gratitude researchers, and they research all of the benefits that gratitude is able to inflict upon yourself with gratitude. Crazy. Like, they just research all the different ways to express it. They research all the different things that it does to you and the things that it does to the people around you. Like, this is revolutionary. There are people who are doing the hard work for us, so we don't have. We're like, hey, man, I'll just go to the Gratitude Research Institute and see what they're up to. And I'm freaking grateful that they even exist. Like, what the heck? Like, wow. Yeah, it's exhilarating. It's like there's literally people out there conducting experiments on how your body reacts physiologically in moments that you express being thankful for somebody. That is truly amazing to me. And I just want to remind everybody that there is someone out there, doing research for you so that you can just simply download it into your brain in the click of a button. And it's just much easier to, be able to, you don't have to spend the time that they're spending, because that's what they're dedicated towards doing. So their research can now help you on your mission, and it's just that much better. So, you know, it is scientifically proven, if we're going to talk about all the benefits of gratitude, why not start with energy, right? It's scientifically proven that when you practice gratitude on a regular basis, your energy levels and your energy levels and, um, you know, wakefulness and energy, that's what the word I was looking for. Your wakefulness and energy levels actually increase quite a bit. It's better than, non-grateful Greg over here in the neighborhood, where he's not feeling grateful about anything. He's just focusing on all the things that are, disappointing. He has to stress about all these things and worry about all these things. Great ungrateful Greg. Maybe he's distasteful Darren or something. It's like we all have distasteful Darrens in our life, unfortunately. And you know, one thing that people will say is like, why it's really hard to it's really hard to, be loving or grateful of somebody when they're just constantly negative, right? And well, I wouldn't also suggest that I'm not suggesting that you should feel, amazing when somebody's like expressing their negativity on you. But that's also one thing that you have to realize is that you have the choice to focus on what they're saying to you or not, right? It's like the only thing that you can control, you may not be able to control their emotions or what they're expressing towards you, but you can control how you feel about it, or just to not even focus on it at all. That's probably the easiest thing to do. It's like literally walk the other way, man. It's like it's not that hard. Um, but just so of course, there's energy levels and wakefulness. How awesome is that? Number two would be the fact that you actually sleep better, longer, and you sleep more. You get more vitalization from your sleep. You sleep longer. You can fall asleep faster. Like people, there's constantly people always out here trying to, you know, figure out better ways to sleep. They're taking melatonin. They're taking all these sleep medications when they can just sit down every single night and express some gratitude. And I'm not exactly sure of I'm not saying I've seen all the evidence of these studies, but these are just the things that I've seen online consistently. And honestly, let the placebo effect run wild, man. Like I don't even care. If it's placebo that expressing gratitude makes you sleep better, longer, and faster, like, dude, I will do that all day long. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that? You're the placebo effect is extremely powerful, right? So, if gratitude helps me to obtain just like literally have a easier life all around, like let the placebo effect run wild, man. I don't even care. I don't need to see the evidence. I just know it. I feel it. I'm feeling good. The gratitude is flowing, man. But yeah, so I mean there's that, there's the sleep, there's the energy, and there's also your health, okay? You know, it is proven that people who are grateful have longer or longevity of health, compared to people who don't express gratitude. But it was also said in one of the studies that the reason why grateful people could have more longevity of health is simply because they just go see the doctor more or like they go, do daily do checkups and they take vitamins and they actually are grateful for the health that they already have, and so they take active measures to maintain that health. So that's probably a pretty powerful factor in having longevity of life, which is, just taking care of the things you've been given. So, and here's the thing, right? It's like when you express gratitude for the things you already have, aka your health, when you're expressing gratitude for that, you're just showing the universe that you're ready to receive more of it. And so people, things, and situations will get brought into your life. It'll be realized in your physical existence to help you have more of the thing that you're being grateful for, or just in general, just more in general. The abundance will flow naturally, right? And it's like it is uncontrollable, and I do not wish for it to be controlled because it is so damn good. Um, there's that's this extent of these studies, right? But I just want to talk about what also happens in your brain, like the actual thing that's going on in your brain when you express gratitude. This is absolutely okay. It's actually not wild, but I didn't know this before. And now you're about to find out too. So, we have this thing called the hypothalamus, right? The hypothalamus is a section of the brain that it regulates our temperature, it regulates our appetite, and a number of other things. One of the things that it does is that whenever you feel truly grateful for something, like you really, really feel it, you're not just saying, I am grateful for my amazing computer. I'm grateful for the access of information that I have every day. It's like, and you're not just saying it, you actually feel it. You sit there and you're like, wow, I am so grateful just to be alive right now. I personally, that is like the most emotionally evoking gratitude that I can express is just the feeling of being alive and breathing feels tremendous. And expressing gratitude for that has consistently on a regular basis made me feel incredible. So essentially what it's doing when you're expressing gratitude on that emotional level is that it actually releases dopamine. Dopamine is a hormone that is very, it literally drives pretty much everything that we do. A lot of people mistake it for the hormone of pleasure, but really it's actually the hormone of motivation because anytime anything feels good, dopamine is released. So that's where people get it mixed up. They're like, oh, well, dopamine's being released and I feel good. So that must mean that it's the feel good chemical. Well, it's one of the feel good chemicals simply because it gets released when you feel good. But let me explain. Dopamine is like a bookmark. It's like your brain is setting a bookmark. It's like, hey, this felt good. Let's do that again. And so, for example, going on your phone and, scrolling through Instagram feels good. It's designed to feel good. So you get dopamine. You're surged with dopamine when that's happening. When you eat brownies or something, and like sugar, fats, and salts, feels good to your body. So it's like, oh, dopamine. Let's get that more of that. That's amazing. Let's do it. Lots of other things. Sure, you can think anything that feels good. There you go. Will release dopamine. And, the specific part of our brain that releases dopamine when we are expressing gratitude is the hypothalamus. And so basically, it's triggering your brain. It's like rewiring your brain, like, hey, let's feel grateful for more things. This is like, actually like, I'm liking this right now. It feels good. And, like I said before, not only by a law of attraction will you attract more like thoughts and like events into your life, but because of the physiological reaction that's happening, you actually program your brain to, get used to it essentially. And it's going to bring that on more often. So can't argue that's just absolutely amazing. So, yeah, and, we don't just have to a lot of people, I feel like, get into this way of thinking that the only time to feel grateful for stuff and grateful for people, things, and situations in their life is on, like, Thanksgiving, it's like you're giving thanks on the day that you're supposed to do it, but honestly, I digress, like, I think that every day is Thanksgiving if that's the case, it's like I just want to share an experience that I had today. I was listening to the book by Abraham Hicks or Esther and Jerry Hicks, which is more commonly known as Abraham Hicks, and listening to this book, and it's talking about this process that you can do. It's like you can play a little game with yourself. It's called the gratitude rampage, and I was like, "What? You just said what? Like, bro, the gratitude rampage? Like, if this an avalanche, then like bring it on, dude." So I'm, listening pretty intently at this point. I'm just like, okay, how do I get a rampage of gratitude in my life? That sounds like epic, right? So I'm listening to this, and they're basically saying, you know, while you're doing something that's maybe not so productive, like you're walking or you're driving or you're waiting in line somewhere, just start to say things that you like. You're like, "Dang, I really like the way that they built this building. It's so cool, and, like, I really love these big windows, it just feels more airy in here, like, oh, I like the reaction that cashier gave to that lady just now, like, they're just so positive." Literally just saying anything that you like or anything that you appreciate about what's going on around you, and liking, appreciating, gratitude, thankfulness, it's all the same, right? It's all very similar. And actually, according to this book, the vibration of the feelings of gratitude and appreciation and love, which of course we know is the most positive and high frequency emotion that you can have, they're actually they're like the same vibration essentially. They vibrate at the same frequency. So that's like very good to know, for somebody that's constantly trying to, you know, have that joyous experience, because it's like you think about, oh man, I have to feel love all the time. Okay, well, like I do love my life, I love myself, I love the people around me, but maybe it's a little bit complicated because love is associated with romance, right? You're like, I don't feel like romantic all the time, and unless you have like a very passionate relationship, but you know, it's not always going to you're not always going to be expressing that, right? And so I think that thinking about it in the sense of appreciation or gratitude is much more, accessible feeling than what most people would associate with love. And so anyways, I'm actually walking. I decided, okay, I'm going to instantly take action on this. I was about to go to the gym, but I really want to practice this. So I started walking. I'm walking to the gym. And as I'm walking to the gym, actually, no, sorry. I was listening to this while walking to the gym, and then when I was at the gym, I left the gym and I was practicing this. So, I'm walking away from the gym back to my house, and I just go buck wild. I'm like, oh man, I really like the way that my shoes feel on my feet right now while I'm walking. I really like that I'm able to just walk in the sun with no shirt. I wasn't wearing a shirt. I really just love the air that the cars are blowing on me as they go by, and I'm just like saying this out loud, and I started to feel insanely good. Like I was literally jumping in the street, like I was literally like, "This is amazing!" Like, like you can evoke some intense emotions if you just get, if you just kind of be playful about it. There's not really a better way to put it. It's like if you just instead of being like, well, let's see, what can I be grateful for so I can feel better right now? If you start to be a little bit too serious about it, it might not come as easily as you want it to. So, it's got to be like it's got to be something where you're kind of playful, you're just like, oh, like I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for, you know, the being in the sauna. I'm grateful for being able to go home to food in the pantry, like just, and then you're like, man, I'm grateful for this flower. And then you just stop to go look at the flower and you're like, damn, that is a beautiful flower. And then I literally said that. And then I was walking, and then a couple steps later, I saw the same batch of flowers. And I was like, oh my goodness, there it is again. What's up, flower? You're just like, it's literally like, it's just amazing, and I've had this before. I'm literally walking down the street, like, doing Mario jumps, like, "Ding!" Like, "Yeah!" And, I was like, "Wow, I need to do this all the time." Like, all the freaking time, just expressing gratitude out loud, and you start to get kinda creative with it too. You'll start to say things like, "I'm grateful for that moment when I found that one song that was resonating with my soul so much, and I put it into my playlist, and I was able to," like, you'll just start, like, going off on, like, really complex things to be grateful for, because you're like, "Oh, I already was grateful for the sun and the sky and the stars and all this. I was already grateful for all that. I gotta say something else now." And so you start to like, I'm grateful for that moment when Brian made this really cool AI art creation on Midjourney, and like Eric said something that was really funny, and I laughed, and we had all a great laugh together. And we're just you're just like, yeah, no, that was freaking awesome. Now, there's that, right? Another experience that I had was like very surreal. That today was like just really fun, and I'm just living my life the rest of the day. Um Actually, this is really crazy that I'm even like, I didn't even make this connection until just right now. The last time that I did that exercise was also walking back from the gym. So it's kind of crazy that both those things are uh, in sync. This was like months ago too. I'm just now realizing that it was also like the last time and I did this without any like book telling me, hey, you should go on a gratitude rampage. Um, I just decided to do it. I just felt called to do it. I was actually listening to Your Wish Is Your Command, which is a audio that if you haven't listened to yet, you must. Your Wish Is Your Command by Kevin Trudeau. It's on YouTube, and I'm listening to this, and he's talking about gratitude, and I'm just like, hey, I should do that right now. Like that'd be cool to practice. I've never really done that. Just start saying things that I'm grateful for. Okay, let's try it. And I like take out my earbuds and I'm walking, and it's like clear skies out. Like, it was seemingly clear skies, like, there was some clouds showing, and it was starting to get dark out, and I'm just, like, doing it, and I was like, "Whoa." Like, I literally like, my whole body was tingling. Like, this was like, I was in extreme connection to source. Like, my whole body was tingling. I was just, like, feeling extreme exuberance. It was to a whole nother level, and I was like, "Whoa, this is amazing." I just kept, like, saying things I'm grateful for, just like, "Wow, this is amazing." I just kept saying all these things, and it started to rain a little bit, and, like, the feeling as the rain would go, like, as it would start to rain harder, this intense feeling of, like, light energy love was just, like, expanding throughout my entire body, and, like, I couldn't tell if it was because, like, I was having this feeling because of the rain, or the rain was happening because of the feeling I was having, and I was like, "What is happening right now?" I was like, "This is insane." Like, the rain is just pouring on me, and I'm, like, having this increasing feeling of love and joy. What is going on? And I just, like, I literally had, like, I was vibrating so hard, and I just started running towards my house, like, just, like, freaking frolicking in the road, like, in the rain, and it was just insane. I can't even, like, really fully express it into words, but this was a very intense experience, and, honestly, I'm looking for that again. Like, that was awesome. That was truly probably one of the most intense gratitude rampages I've ever had. And then I got to go inside and, like, instantly had a call after that, and was just, like, sharing that experience with a group of my friends. And they're not on the same wavelength, I would say. And so, they were just like, "Oh, that's cool, bro. Yeah, that's cool. All right." But anyways, yeah, the book that we were reading and all I was like, "No, you don't understand. Like, what I just experienced was out of this freaking world." So those are some of that's like some of my experiences with, expressing gratitude. I just want to share some stories, share a story about gratitude, right? And this story takes place in whatever time you would like it to. Just, be grateful for whatever time it decides to take place in your mind. But anyways, there's a father with two twins. Okay, and these twins, they're about like they're of course the same age. They're like, let's say they're 15, right? These twins, they're about to get to their birthday. That it's big 16. And the father's like, you know what, this is gonna be a cool birthday. I'm gonna do something awesome for them. And, these twins, they were the same in every single way except for their personalities. One of these twins was the most joyful and grateful person ever. It's just like always super positive, always super optimistic, contrary to the other twin who is an absolute pessimist, always complaining about stuff, always worried and stressing, and just like did not have any positive outlook on life whatsoever. And the father, he's like, man, they've got this really big birthday coming up. I want to have a little experiment and just see how they might react to the thing that I'm planning here. And so what the father does is on their birthday, their 16th birthday, the father puts all of the coolest video games and toys and, like, keys to a new car in the pessimist room, like, all the stuff that you could ever want imaginable, like, just all these amazing gifts, right? And then in the other kid's room, he puts a giant pile of manure, and he's like, "Let's see how this pans out. I don't really know. Well, let's test the extent in which their optimism and pessimism will go." And he checks on the pessimist. He's like, "Oh my gosh, dude, this is like so annoying. Like, now all my friends are gonna be jealous that I have all this stuff. I have to find batteries for all these things, and like they're gonna die. And eventually I'm gonna have to sell all these toys. Like, I don't even know I don't know which one to play first. Like, this is like super annoying. Like, why would you do this to me?" And just like, I have so many instruction pamphlets to read right now. Like, dude, I I can't even this is super annoying, bro. Like, why did what's going on here? Like, what, this is the worst present ever. Like, I just have so much to do now, and all my friends are gonna be jealous. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, bro." And then so he goes to the positive guy's room, with the manure, and he's just so joyous. He's like, "Yes, yes!" He's swimming in the manure, and he just can't get enough. And the father's like, "Why? Why are you so happy about this manure?" And he goes, "With all this manure, there must be a pony in here somewhere." And he says, "Yay! There's a pony in here. There's manure. I can't wait." And he's just like doing it up. And that is just, I aspire to be like that person, like seeing a pile of manure and seeing like, "Oh, there must be a pony in here somewhere." Like, that's incredible. So that's the little story that I have about gratitude here. And the way that I want to close this out is by sharing some ways you can express gratitude in your everyday life that are really not too hard at all. One of the things that I've been practicing on a regular basis is I actually added 3 new things to my morning routine. And those 3 things, basically, as soon as I wake up, I instantly just like start to go into gratitude mode and just start saying things I'm grateful for. And I'll usually go to like 3 to like 10 things. Okay. And then I will write one of my favorite one of those down. I'll just write it down. I have this like new book. It has a T on it because like when I worked at T-Mobile, they gave us these notebooks that had big T's. And so I was like, this is perfect. It's my thank you journal. It's got a T, thank you, boom. It's like perfect. So I have my thank you journal next to my bed now. And so when I wake up, I write down my favorite thing that I thought of and boom, put that in there. And then, this one is not so common. And I actually heard this for the first time a couple weeks ago. And I was like, I want to do that. I actually sit there and think of a person. Doesn't have to be someone in my close life. It could be like someone that I met at the grocery store, like the person that checked me out at Chipotle, whatever it is. Could be a person that I'm working with all the time, could be a person that I'm just friends, whatever. And I will sit there and genuinely express love for that person. And, just say like, I hope, that everything that you want in life happens. I hope that if I know something about their situation, I'll, say, I hope that this trip that you're going on, I hope that you have a lot of safety on this trip. I hope all your dreams and desires come true. And, I'm just like, I love you. And I just try to actually feel love in my heart for that person in that moment. And it's a tremendous way to start your day. You're just like, you're already off to such an amazing start. Um, and it's amazing. Um, Marine, I see that you're here. Better late than never. It's okay. We're talking about gratitude today. But anyways, yeah, so I feel like when you're able to, you're basically like putting yourself in vibrational match to receive more right at the beginning of the day. And because, the universe has a way of, blessing us with more abundance when we express gratitude for the abundance that's already in our lives. And sometimes it's okay to be reminded of that. I there's been times in the last couple weeks where I have really needed to be reminded of the true abundance that really is just surrounding us and it's overflowing. It is overflowing and it's coming to get you. Just imagine if you're having trouble seeing yourself with all the abundance, just imagine yourself being chased by all the abundance. It's inevitable. It's coming to get you. You're there. You're a goner, man. The abundance, bye bye. It's coming to get you. It's gonna catch you. Like it's over. Like the abundance, it's surrounding you. It's gonna engulf you. Just dive in. There's no point in escaping it. So you know, one, having a thank you journal, I think is just absolutely a game changer. Being able to express love, genuine love for somebody in your life, whether you know them well or not, first thing in the morning. You can do it at night too. Why not? And then just before you even get out of bed, saying things that you're grateful for. And while you're getting ready, just like, I wake up at 5 a.m., guys. Most days I wake up at 5 a.m. Sometimes I do not want to wake up at 5 a.m. And I will be waking up at that very early hour of the day. And I'm just like, I'm grateful. It's like, it's really difficult to be like, I'm grateful for Mi5. I just like will be super lazy about it. Like, what first thing that comes to my mind, I won't even try to be creative about it. I'm like grateful for my brother. I'm like getting ready, super tired, like trying to think of things you're grateful for. And you get your mind moving. And also, I just was reminded of something. When you are just waking up, your brain is in what's called an alpha state, okay? An alpha brainwave state. And whatever you are experiencing during that time in the morning when you're in that alpha brainwave state, you are able to download that into your subconscious. So like if you're like let me give you like a more practical example, or one that maybe will make sense more. It's like if you listen to a very positive audiobook in the morning, or something instructional, or something that's going to uplift you right in the morning, like first thing right when you wake up, like try to get it as soon as possible. That will become a part of the knowledge that you have in your subconscious memory bank much faster, much more efficiently. And I try to do that every day. So I listen to audios every single day, but that's not what we're talking about here. What I'm trying to, get the point that I'm trying to get across here is the fact that like this, whatever you're doing in the morning is going to set the tone for the rest of your day, right? So if you're going on your phone right away, I'm sure you can guess the kind of thing, the consequences you will incur upon yourself for doing that. So that's number one, gratitude in the morning. Number two, gratitude at night. That's right. You heard me. You heard it here first. You got to get in that gratitude journal, in that thank you journal. And again, write down even just one thing that you're grateful for. And I try to be more creative in this gratitude journal. I try to write for things like, I'm grateful for the sun all the time. I mean, I'd probably say it every day, but I want to think of something that I like have maybe never said that I'm grateful for. So then I can like log that. And then if I'm like ever maybe not feeling the abundance as much, I can just go in that notebook and be like, wow, there are so many things in my life that I have to be grateful for. Like this is tremendous. So it just kind of like helps you get in that mode. The other thing that you can do, and this would be really, really good if you have like a family, is having a gratitude jar. So having a jar of little pieces of paper where, like, let's say every time you go in the door or out the door, you have to write down something you're grateful for on the jar or on the paper, and then just pop it in there. And after a while, you're going to have this big jar of things you're grateful for. And it's a physical representation of your gratitudes, which I think is just amazing. Let's see, a gratitude. Oh, gratitude art. Yeah, gratitude art. This one's really cool. I haven't done some of these things. I'm just kind of like saying the things that ChatGPT gave me. Thanks, ChatGPT. I said, what are some creative ways to express gratitude? And these are the things that it gave me. Um, Gratitude art. Just taking an hour or so to just draw something that represents the things you're grateful for. You don't have to actually draw the sun if you're grateful for the sun, but in your heart that whatever you're drawing or making art of expresses that which it represents the things you're grateful for. It could be a completely abstract painting, and it just represents the things you're grateful for. This is something that I'm going to do like this week. This is awesome. A gratitude walk, which is essentially just the gratitude rampage, where you just go on a walk, you're waiting in line, you're driving, just start literally saying like, I really like that car right there. That car that I just drove past, really nice. I really love the color of the sidewalk. It's just like making me have like it's just I don't know. That's kind of it's a little far-fetched. I'm just like thinking about random things, but truly you can just be grateful for anything. Even the color of the sidewalk, if that's your fancy, it's like, why not, man? If you guys live in Florida, a lot of the sidewalks are pink. So, that would be a situation where, you're just out there, you're like, dang, I like the color of the sidewalk. It's pink. It's dope. One thing today that was just really funny was I was walking on this like path to get to the gym. It's like a nature path. And there's two options for you. You can do the biker path where it's like a concrete, path that's like paved with asphalt, or a couple feet over, it goes down into the nature. and you could just like walk with the trees and the grass and everything. And I'm like, of course, I'm gonna go in the nature walk. So, I'm sitting there and I'm like walking. I'm like, man, I'm so grateful that I have the choice to walk on the beaten path and not the concreting path. And I'm just like, yo, that was the whole rap line right there. Like, would you choose the beaten path or the concreting path? Like, come on, man. The choice is obvious. Obviously, if you want to have more things to be grateful for in that moment, the nature trail is the key. So, yeah, let's see if there's anything else on my list here. Oh yeah, this one's great. A gratitude letter. Oh man, truly amazing. Writing a letter to somebody that you're grateful for, you don't even have to send it to them. You could just write a letter to yourself, even, just writing a letter to yourself about, all the things that you're proud of that you've ever done. I think that would actually be a tremendous self-help exercise. Um, that's right. We have a brick. It's beautiful. Let me just highlight that really quick. It's like, dude, there's that brick is making me express love in my life. Like, why not? So, yeah. Oh, thank you, Maureen. She said, I'm grateful to have you be a part of my life. You're awesome. You're awesome too. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Um, yeah, I mean, today I've just been overjoyed and overflowed with gratitude. So I just wanted to hop on here and share some of my gratitudes with everybody. And one thing that I'm really grateful for is, a tradition that we actually ended up starting on the MI5 Abundance Marathon. And I think I actually will make the conscious decision to share that with you guys again. And some of you are probably like, oh no, this is gonna get everybody riled up. Oh, what happened? Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. So one thing that we started on the Abundance Marathon was a little something called the Wheel of Abundance. And this Wheel of Abundance, let me explain it. This Wheel of Abundance is essentially a wheel that is filled with all these different options are just different things to be grateful for. And one of the new traditions that we're going to be having on Mi5 Mindset Mastery and the Mi5 show is to simply just spin the wheel of abundance at the end of the show. We've had the tradition before of, reminding you guys to grab your umbrellas because, of course, MI5 is taking 2023 by storm. I don't want you to get too rained on, by all of our amazing abundance. Maybe you want to be included in that storm, but hey, I think we're going to change it up a little bit. Essentially, tonight, I think we need to spin the wheel for myself and everybody else in the audience. And I just want to ask, are you ready to spin the wheel of abundance? Up in my life, what do we got today? Super excited. What do we get to be grateful for? What do we get to celebrate? What do we got? Here we go. What is it? Oh no. But he knew we were talking about him all throughout this live stream. So he's like, got to make my appearance at the end of the show, Don't forget about the sun, everybody. I hope that you had or got some value out of this live stream here. I love you all. I'm all grateful for whoever you are on this live stream. If you're watching this in the future, you're not live with us. I'm also grateful for the fact that you spent some time out of your day to spend some time with me. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful rest of your night. We're not going to be doing the MI5 members powwow because I'm grateful that I have the decision to not do that tonight because I am tired and I need to take a shower because I didn't after the gym. So we're going to pass on that for tonight, but I will see you all very shortly next week on the Prosperity Power Hour. Be there or be square.